Magic of 5%. Healing in the margins of your day. Welcome back to the LIFiNG podcast, where small shifts create brighter living. I'm Dr. Violet Hunter, functional medicine physician, entrepreneur, wife to a retired military service member, and mom of 2 little ones who keep life beautifully chaotic, a 4.5-year-old and an 18-month-old. Today, we're leaning into something I love because it is simple, doable, and incredibly powerful, the 5% rule. This rule has changed my life, changed my patients' lives, and most importantly, it works in real life, even when your life is full. So, let's settle in. Let's take a breath, and let's talk about how just 5% can shift everything. Why 5% is enough. Here's the thing. We don't often say out loud, most people don't need a total life overhaul. They need relief. They need something sustainable. They need something that fits into real life living. The diapers, the deadlines, the dinners, the deployment, the business meetings, the community events. And that's why the 5% rule is so powerful. 5% is small enough to do, but meaningful enough to matter. We are so conditioned to think we need massive changes to feel better. A new diet, a strict workout plan, a perfect morning routine, but your body, your hormones, your nervous system, your energy responds to consistency far more than intensity. A 5% shift is your nervous system saying, hey, I can do that, that feels safe, that feels doable. And consistency builds biology. Consistency rewires patterns. Consistency creates the life you actually want. What a 5% shift looks like. So let's make this practical. A 5% shift is one small adjustment that brings you slightly closer to the person you're becoming, not the idealized version of yourself, the real one. Here are some examples you can choose from. 5% more water, literally 1 extra glass. 5% earlier bedtime, 10 or 15 minutes, makes a hormone level difference. 5% less rushing, taking 3 breaths before a meal. 5% more presence, putting your phone down during one interaction. 5% less sugar, 1 swap, 1 time. 5% more movement, a 2-minute stretch or 5-minute walk. 5% more connection, 1 hug, held 3 seconds longer. And here's the magic. Your brain loves small wins. It rewards you with dopamine, not because you did something huge, but because you followed through. That dopamine reinforces the belief, I can change, I can grow, I can support my own health. Let me tell you about my own 5% shift last week. Picture this. We had a full week, clinic days stacked, the normal busyness of kids, 2 military events my husband and I were a part of, and all the little things that go into running businesses and maintaining a household. And I noticed something in myself. I was rushing through breakfast every morning, standing, scrolling, planning, multitasking, not actually landing in my own morning. So my 5% shift was simple. I put my phone down during breakfast. That was it. No meditation, no perfect routine, just presence. And the tone of my entire morning softened. I think my kids felt it. My body felt it. There was more ease, more patience, more grounding from a single, small, intentional shift. That's the beauty of the 5% rule. It meets you where you are. What is the science behind the 5% rule? Let me bring in a little functional medicine perspective. When you make a tiny positive shift, your cortisol curve stabilizes. Your blood sugar fluctuations calm down. Your vagus nerve activates. Your inflammation markers lower. Your sleep cycles improve. Your motivation strengthens. People underestimate the biology of small. Your body loves safety. And small, repeated actions feel safe to the nervous system. If you've ever started a huge plan and quit by day 3, it's not a willpower issue, it's a nervous system issue. But a 5% shift, your nervous system says yes to that. And when your body says yes, your health follows. So I want to invite you right now to choose one 5% shift for the next week. Don't overthink it. Don't make it fancy. Don't make it perfect. Make it possible. Maybe your 5% is drinking water before your morning coffee, going to bed 10 minutes earlier, eating one meal without rushing, standing in the sun for 1 minute, stretching before bed, taking 3 breaths when you feel overwhelmed. Choose your shift from a place of compassion, not pressure. Choose something that helps you feel more like yourself, because when you feel more like yourself, everything in your life gets lighter. Thank you for joining me today on the LIFiNG podcast. Remember, you don't need to change everything. You just need to shift something. 5% is enough. 5% is powerful. 5% is where transformation begins. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a friend who needs a little light this week. And as always, let's keep lighting your life, one small shift at a time. I'll see you next week.